options are Akali, Sylas, and I think the LeBlanc that we mentioned earlier could be an option as well. The upside of Akali is that I think your mid-jungle 2v2 becomes a lot better than it could otherwise be. I think that obviously we have seen the Poppy and Azir combo be pretty decent because you can utilize the Azir wall for Poppy to get as much burst out as possible. But at the very least, Lucid and Showmaker having a decent 2v2, particularly post-6, I think is absolutely essential for DK, because in any game where they've looked good, it's basically been through Showmaker specifically. This bot lane, though, I think Lucid is going to have to pay a visit to that, and that also means that
I think he might have to live there.
Yeah, well, hopefully he does.
See how they're going to do it. You hop into the Rift for game 1. Alright, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, onto the Rift for game number 1. T1 taking on D+, and already D+ grouping up towards the bottom side. I think this might be a trend as we look further forward into this game, because another thing that we didn't even mention, we mentioned the fact that they have to focus on bottom lane, right? But we didn't mention that it's Owner on Poppy. And when does he ever go to the top side of the map as Poppy? Like, never?
No, I don't think he should. Oh, okay, so a couple of things I want to talk about. First and foremost, we have the quadruple Halo Blades. Again, reiterating that this laning phase is basically all about the level 1.
Yes.
And maybe as mentioned, they can look, or rather DK can look for an all-in and actually try to get some lane out of that way. Though? So yeah, that's the second thing I was talking about. We've been seeing this more and more, even with the... It originally started as a response to double support item, where you would both start Dorans, and then go from there. But what this does is it means that Keria is so much harder to actually take down. He went Barrier as well, so they should suspect that he's coming towards this objective.
It's a very impatient blue buff as well that is going to move back into the pit. Owner starting that one up again. I think every amount of time... Oh, there's a flash in with the wallbang from Owner. Lucid trying to ease him out of this. And he should be able to escape, but it looks like Owner has won the battle. As Faker's teleporting back. Owner is still here, going to be able to lock this one down, but Kellen a little bit late on this one, and Showmaker win the game off that. Did you know?
I do know, yeah. We both... We witnessed it together. Man, I can't get over that barrel performance yesterday.
It was pretty impressive.
It was something else. And right now, that flash is a valuable cooldown that is going to go down. They are aware of everything that's happening. Ideally, Lucid would just like just one.
Yep.
Just a grub, and I think he'll be able to get it.
We'll be able to grab that experience. We'll be able to lock that one away. You can see he's behind a couple of camps.
The extra level of scrutiny that you're going to be under. As
that was a dangerous one there from Faker, but Owner is going to be here. Killer Instinct going to be thrown out, and that is Owner just picking up the kill. Good bait to come through there, and Showmaker really wanted it. And the Killer Instinct is an ability for Kai'Sa. It's not Akali. That is perfect execution, but it is absolutely fine. It didn't work out here.
This laning phase. I think it makes sense because bot lane is bleeding. No ultimate available for Lucid, and yeah, I think that I understand his attempt. Is going to try and go for a steal here.
All right, Steadfast Presence does come on over, and Lucid might have to just flash away. He is going to. Didn't really have to, but sometimes you just want an opportunistic chance at a Drake. Okay.
Yeah, and if the rest of his team is there at the same time and there's some chaos, then maybe that works, but not the first time we've seen Lucid not be on the same page of the rest of his team. As Kellen.
Yeah, can he find the Bone Skewer is the question. He decides instead to throw Showmaker back. The arrow is going to be picked up, and there is the kill! Owner comes on in and takes down the Akali, but Faker does burn down as well, so D+ are on the board, but I think that T1 are on the board once again, unless Kellen can get himself out, and it looks like he should be able to do so. Gives him a thumbs up as he exits. And the thumbs up might be aimed here towards his bottom side, because that's really finding the most of the benefit. Is aiming down to 50%. This could be diveable. They have Fate's Call, remember.
Lucid is waiting. Oh, gotta hit that one. Not gonna be the case, and no real opportunity is aiming!
Okay. Well, sometimes your turret's safe, sometimes your turret is not as safe. Chronicler, that's what I'm learning here.
Hey, Kingan's doing well, Atlas.
Yeah, Kingan's having a great game. Hyperprox coming on down here as he does manage to get the stun from the wallop. We'll send Zeus back. Zeus actually doing a decent job staying up in farm. You can see 90 to 96, but that wave might be lost. As Owner is going to come on over and take himself a grub. Kellen up here towards the top side as there is the Gnar, but it's actually broken. Zeus going all out, does manage to keep himself alive and out of CC.
And while that was happening, grubs were being taken, and we are kind of reaching critical mass here for T1. And I want to reiterate, it's not like their composition skills poorly. We have some time. I think there's still some opportunities for DK. I don't think this one is done just yet.
Ooh, Carrier could be in a lot of trouble here. Another ult does go basically nowhere. The arrow is going to fly through, though, as Lucid gets himself a permafrost, but he's still tanking the turret. Faker is going to be taken down first, though, and Lucid, another couple autos need to be there, but the volley is blocked. And now Showmaker looks for it, doesn't find the backflip shuriken, and Carrier will stay alive. Kellen, not so lucky.
It's just a rousing success as... Oh, Kellen.
Yeah, Kellen is very dead. We could probably surmise what happened there. Kellen was trying to do vision things and died. Because there were bad guys in the area.
Yeah, I keep going back to the shuriken flip, because if you get the shutdown on Carrier, then maybe you call that worth, but now 2.5k gold lead, getting bigger and bigger here.
Yeah, this is starting to look a little bit rough for D+. I like that they're still playing with gusto, though, and there hasn't been any of these big team fights that we know Gnar can definitely perform in. We know that Kingen, in the past, when Kingen was someone that, you know, was performing a whole lot better, it was his team fighting that was the great aspect of him as a player. Does have an opportunity to
up here, and DK really were looking for this trap.
Yeah, Arrow is going to snag Kellen there, and he's just dead. Just no chance. And he almost got himself out of the way, but Enchanted Crystal Arrow hitbox has been a thing for many, many, many years.
And this is one of the reasons why when the Pike lock-in came, we're like, huh. Because Kellen, generally, you know, you have to be a Pike guy.
Yeah.
And I just don't think Kellen is a Pike guy.
I don't think so either.
You know who is an Ashe guy?
Not inspiring as I.
You know who is an Ashe guy? You can get past the front line.
Aiming. Oh, gonna have to flash, and does also have to cleanse because the arrow still clips him. And Kellen now going to be at the mercy of Carrier as well. Gumayushi catches up to, oh my goodness, just Pierce Rend and he's dead. And yeah, Carrier will now shut them out of their own jungle. That ward will survive at least for the moment, but this Rift Herald not going to be so lucky, as we're going to have a look at the difference in the supports, and that is whoa. That's a difference.
Hey, Kellen has 100% kill participation, man.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, no,
close to 100% death participation as well.
Yeah, and this is what we were saying coming into the game as well. The Pike basically is going to have to either flip the lane or find a really big impact outside of lane. And we're slowly running out of opportunities.
Fate's goal. And that's it's a pretty good ability.
He still has his sums.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Guma had to heal.
Ah. It's looking a little bit dire. As Zeus will look for the Gnar, gets himself out of the way though, not wanting to dive, so it was in Fog of War, so not going to opt into it. As Faker looking to knock down this turret, that will be their second of the game, really extending T1's global gold advantage. 6,000 is now that lead, creeping further and further.
And as far as individual plays go, obviously DK is still struggling. Vicky's fault.
There's a lot of control wars.
He has a spell shield.
Yeah. Yeah, the spell shield certainly helps.
It is a big problem.
But if they can break it, Showmaker not quite able to do so. Faker sidestepping really nicely. And now, Loser looking for that opportunity. He flashes. The spell shield's still there, though.
Hey, flash for flash. Yes, it's something, I guess. Huma actually going for Edge of Night here.
Wow.
That is, yeah, I mean, you're a Fed Kalista. The enemy tank is not in the best of places at the moment.
And also, like, their engage is the Glacial Prison.
It is.
And you just avoid that as Emperor's Fight is going to throw Lucid underneath this turret. Carrier just free firing, but they do manage to take down Faker, and there's the double for Carrier as well. Zeus now looking for this, does find the third Q, and aiming, gonna miss another ultimate. It is, and Zeus is running real quickly.
It's a 1v2!
It is. And aiming's now melee range with a Kasante, and now he's dead. Kingen is now mini Gnar as well. Able to get out of the way of a few of these Qs though, and Zeus gonna get flashed on. There it is, the boomerang to the back of the head. That was very close to a 2-for-0 for Zeus. Kingen with good movement.
I think here we see the lethality virus in particular, I think just has zero threat. And aiming and Kingen are also not on the same page.
Yeah.
Like, aiming is walking back to the wave and trying to clear, whereas King is still moving forward. And particularly against Zeus, like, yes, he ends up dying, but that still is not going to feel good for DK. Like, not even remotely.
No. Unfortunately, he's been aiming, but he hasn't been hitting.
And he's an archer. They do still have a lot of the other teamfight ultimates available.
Oh, Arrow going to connect once again as Faker just scoops in the Pyke, who's dead mid-push over the wall.
King has Maganar, like, it's now or never for DK, but...
Oh no, Lucid has to Arctic Assault himself out of this. There's going to be no smite in the pit, and Kingan's Maganar is running out. You can see low health bar here onto Ona, but it's still just ticking down, and Keria is just pushing the jungler away. He's going to solo him! And now Steadfast Presence means you're not making it out of this one. Zeus going to pull the Nara around. And Showmaker, can you be the hero is the question. Looking to get over the wall, but he's not going to get there. Owner just being Poppy and avoiding death as Keria says he's the 80 carry now as he takes down aiming another solo kill. He's 7-0-5.
I forgot who told it to us at some point, but there was someone that said, Keria never gets to play Ashe. It just doesn't happen. And this was
I think everyone's
way
been
back.
saying it
Everyone
for a really long time.
No, I know that. But I feel like we hadn't really been truly reminded why that is the case. Up until this game.
But now we are very reminded.
Resistance and Showmaker doesn't even get that kill.
Hey, bounty goal. They're only 11,000 gold behind now. As aiming is going to cleanse, but he's still down to 50% health. Fate's Call are going to come through here as Keria's thinking about it. Not going to work out there as Keria's top damage. That's
not fair!
Things that are happening in this game, I guess. And D+ desperately trying to defend these Nexus turrets. Also probably thinking a lot more about what to do in game number 2 because this one is all over but the Cryan. As Lucid, nice little fade away there onto Ona, but it's onto Ona, so it doesn't really matter. Kingan's got a Mega Narbar, but not a lot of help. Because he's just taking poke damage here from Faker. The flash in, Faker, Emperor's Divide onto 3, and he's going to be absolutely fine. Ona finds a double knock-up. The arrow sails by majestically, and Kellen is off on the side. He's not going to be able to stop this Nexus turret from going down, and not going to be able to do anything about this Nexus that's also about to explode. Aiming, going to die once again, and T1 will celebrate just before they finish the task. And that one did not quite work out there for D+.